He did vow to change Washington and drain the swamp. So how much has President Trump changed the office and the political culture in our capital 2 years in? A new piece in the AP says, quote, taking a wrecking ball to decorum and institutions, Trump has changed in ways both subtle and profound how Washington works and how it is viewed by the rest of the nation and world. Presidential historian Doug Brinkley is quoted in the piece saying the next president will not model himself in the style of President Trump. So, Tyrus, what do you think? Has Trump changed the game forever or no?
He's put the glitz and glam on the White House, man. He's turned it into entertainment. It's the #1 TV show is politics. So everyone's talking about. That's why we're sitting here, and millions of people watch. It's no longer Monday Night Football. You know, it's Monday morning tweet. He's changed the game in terms of good, bad, or indifferent. Everybody is a political expert now. I can literally walk outside that door and wait 2 seconds, and somebody will come up to me and want to start talking politics. It used to be sports. It used to be who's going to win the Oscars. Now it's like, what's he going to do next? So the next president, we're going to be very bored. It's going to be a lot of, But I'm sure he'll still...
we have kept very busy, and it is very entertaining to do our jobs for the last 2 years. I mean, there's never a day where it doesn't. So you're very right in
there's
that.
Never been like, what we got?
It will be very boring, right, Jessica? I mean, you have to admit.
I look forward to it.
You want to be bored?
People say that, but everyone,
Well, here's the deal. Changed accessibility forever. I honestly think that he has changed
There's a level
forever.
of transparency that we've never seen before and accessibility to our leader. But I think, look, and I say this, I come from reality TV, so it's kind of fascinating. He wasn't just a reality TV star. He was a producer, and so I think that he brings that skill set to the job. What's interesting is I have friends who are very pro-Trump, and I have friends who are Republicans who really don't like him. And what they don't like, those Republicans who don't like him, it's not the policies. They actually like his policies. They are people who really like decorum. Yeah. They really like sort of that whatever it is, that mystique that came with the office. And Donald Trump is an open book. He tells you what he thinks at all moments of the day. And in that regard, I think in the next election, whether or not the person has that sense of decorum or not, they are going to be expected to be transparent. I don't think talking points from the RNC or the DNC are going to work anymore. People do want to know what their leaders are thinking.
Jessica, what do you think?
I do think there's a lot of validity to that point. And one of the positive, or maybe the one positive that I think out of this is that people are running for office who might not have thought that they could before. So there's people coming from the private sector who have a more checkered past. I mean, if you think about, and there's a movie coming out about Gary Hart, for instance.
In a few months, if you
think, right, exactly, he'd be a saint
no
by
problem.
these standards. And that is certainly an interesting development, and that maybe will bring more people into the fold who have something important to say to the American people and be great representatives. But in your lead-in, you also mentioned draining the swamp, which clearly has not happened here. I mean, there are more cabinet secretaries who are being accused of grifting, and they're employing their families, and they're stealing from the American public with their private jet travel and all of that. I mean, he brought in a crew of his buddies like Betsy DeVos and Wilbur Ross and Zinke and these guys. So in the sense of him going in there and taking out the elites, he didn't. He put in just business elites,
different
Wall
elites.
Street elites.
And that always happens whenever you bring your homies into anything. We have a rule in wrestling.
I don't know.
Never
Past
tell the boys.
administrations haven't had this many members of the administration looked into or family members. Nepotism is back in full swing.
You don't bring them in because they mess up the house.
Maybe nepotism, but the lobbyist class does not have the same access and are much more frustrated in terms of getting what they want from the Trump administration.
Shanahan is now going to be replacing Mattis, Ryan Zink. I got to wrap. I got more, though.
We got more.